Guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lew.
All right. It is Monday morning, guys. Welcome back to Breakthrough with Lew. It is time to get into the H1 series for you. I am super excited about this. And I just got to ask you a question. Are you just overwhelmed with all the fad diets and the magic diet pills? Is it a bunch of BS? Well, a lot of it is. And you know what that is? It's the belief system. The belief system that I can actually take a pill and get skinny. I can actually burn fat while I sleep. I can actually do no exercise and be fit and healthy and stuff like that. And those are the things that when you're bombarded with that all the time and you look and go, well, so-and-so did it with the South Beach body diet, triple flip, on the beach, yoga every morning, or, just doing this, or 5 minutes a day, or just drink this one liquid and you're going to be fine. No, it is a bunch of BS, and that's BBS, bad belief system. Okay. Do you feel like you've tried everything though, and you've really put an effort in? I'm not talking to the people that could care less, that, sit there in the McDonald's drive-thru and going, I'm doing something good for myself. Come on, you're fooling yourself. I'm talking to you, the person that's really tried eating just a salad a day, the person who's really tried the low-fat alternatives just to gain weight. And you're going, but I'm eating low fat. I'm doing what the doctors tell me to do. I'm doing what the label tells me to do. What if, just imagine with me for a second here, what if there was a way to just eat? Have it be good for your body, generate all this energy, and taste good too. What if that were possible? Where you didn't have to sit there with calorie counters, point counters, buying dried fake food from Henny Frag and everybody else. What if there was just a way you just ate and it was productive for your body and you enjoyed it? What if you could just get to that point? And it's not that hard. It can't exist though, can it? Can that level exist? Yes, people, it can be true. It does exist. And the thing is people ask me all the time, Coach, just give me your diet. You did it. You walked through this. You gained the weight. You got out of shape. You got unhealthy. And you turned it around in kind of record time. Just saying. No, I'm not tooting my own horn there. What I'm trying to do is get you to understand that this is possible for you. Okay? And this isn't some sales pitch that, oh my God, guys, I'm going to sell you this product that's going to change your life. There's a lot of things that you're going to take into your body in a lifetime. Whether they are good for you, bad for you, have no effect, help you stay leaner, help you be happier, is just in that position where you got to say, does it work? Is it working? And those are the things that I'll offer you today to figure out what works for you. Okay? So the reason I say this now is there is this thing called bioindividuality. And that is what makes the key difference. This is why I can't give you my diet. Okay? This morning, all right, I'll tell you what I have for breakfast. This might benefit you. Some really good coffee. I love my coffee from Bulletproof. It's raised very well, very clean, very sustainably. I use the Bulletproof Brain Octane oil. The C8 coconut oil is really good for brain health. Now, I'm not coming to you as a doctor and giving you medical advice. I understand that. The FDA hasn't approved these statements. However, What I am coming to tell you is that these things work because I've tested them. Okay, then I have almond flour based waffles and berries and mango fresh and a little bit of organic maple syrup on them, just a tiny bit. And I enjoy it, and it's good for me, and it's productive. But I can't tell you have to eat almond flour waffles, or you have to have raspberries with it, or mango. What if you're allergic to almonds, or you're allergic to mango, and you could have a fatal response to that? Now do you understand why I talk about the bioindividuality and why you may not respond the same as I do? It's about finding your key to the lock. You know how every lock has its own key, own pattern, or maybe several locks out in the world would have the same key code, but your chances of, if you wanted to go and get somebody's padlock, you could buy 1,000 other locks and still not have a key that matches it. Well, the good thing is bioindividuality is not quite that difficult, but it is something that I can't just give you a diet. That's not what we're here to do. Because if I give you a diet and that's it, you're just going to do what I do, and you might have a different blood type. You might have different health concerns. You may be at a different stage of life. Things do evolve throughout your stages of life, through the different activities you're doing. If you're an athlete, you're going to eat differently than if you are a sedentary primarily person. If you're battling certain illness, you're going to eat differently than if you are fully healthy. If you're looking to lose weight, you're going to eat differently than somebody who's looking to gain weight. See, these are the things that are all factors. And then you're going, here we are, we're back to it. I thought you were going to tell me 3 things I need to do, Coach, and it's going to change it. Yes, I have 3 basic things I'm going to teach you before we walk out of here today, before you start your day, that are going to make a difference no matter what your bioindividuality and what your factors are. These 3 things are going to make a difference no matter what foods you plug into them. That's the key here. These are general, what we call global rules that work instead of the micro rules of, you must, drink wheatgrass each day. Again, wheatgrass can be great. It's full of nutrients. It tastes like crap, but maybe you're allergic to the wheat in it or something like that, and that could make you very ill. So just keep these in mind as we're going through, that I'm not going to sit there and go, just eat this, just eat this, just eat this. I'm going to give you some basic rules to live by that are easy, sustainable, and boom, you're going. Okay? Let me tell you something about healthy. Healthy doesn't mean the label says it's healthy. Natural. Okay? Natural doesn't mean anything. Did you ever hear the thing called natural gas? Okay? Natural gas, would you breathe it in? No, it's natural, but I think I'd rather have natural oxygen, okay? And natural air. See, these are the things that natural, healthy, low carb, this, that, those mean nothing on the labels. The FDA does nothing to regulate that. They're very little. Okay, healthy doesn't mean it because it says it on the label. Healthy means it because when I consume this, my body operates at its best and I feel great. That's the key here. The real thing I think we're after, isn't it, is to really feel better, then to look better. I mean, hey, if you're going to do all this and you're going to look worse, why do it? Look at vegans, okay? And I'm not picking on you if you're one of my vegan friends out there, but most vegans don't look really healthy. They're usually very pale, very thin, very frail. Pale, thin, frail. That kind of sounds like a nursery rhyme. I'm pale, thin, frail because the only thing I do is just say I don't eat animal products. Well, that's a challenge because sugar, not an animal product. It's okay on the vegan diet. Vegan cupcakes. Have you ever gone into a vegan restaurant? They got vegan cupcakes. They got vegan this. They got vegan that. Vegan peanut sauce. Peanut is an allergy to everyone. There's some things, that just because it's not an animal product doesn't make it good for you. Now, the good side to the vegan diet is this, okay? The really good side to that is that people who subscribe to the vegan diet tend to eat more vegetables because vegetables and fruit are a big portion of non-animal product. So the vegetable-based side of a vegan diet, I could go, hey, you know what, that's pretty good. But all these creams and cupcakes and sugar-loaded stuff, sugar, according to the vegan diet, according to its basic law, is acceptable. Okay, that's why you can't just go with, well, I mean, you can if you want to be vegan. If you don't want to eat animal products for your personal reasons, that's fine. But health-wise, there's a lot more to it. Okay, so the other thing is the low-fat craze. Going back to my dad, when he was alive and, he was trying to lose weight and that, he was going through all this low fat, low fat, low fat, low fat. And, and the fake sugar and the saccharin and the this, the that, and and he just got worse and was unhealthy and couldn't maintain any muscle mass and, the low fat thing. And then all of a sudden, how many years later after that low fat craze, maybe 20 years, do we have a spike in dementia? Why? Because this brain of ours loves to operate on healthy fats. Oh, okay, so low fat's good, low fat's bad. I don't know. Bad fats, good fats. There's a difference. If you're talking to me about the fat in an avocado and you're going, well, that takes me over my grams for fat for the whole day, I don't want to hear it. If you're telling me you're eating the fatty chunks of fat on the edge of prime rib and succulating on that and thinking that it's okay because on the true keto or Atkins, you can eat all the bacon and meat fat you want, that's not okay. That's a bad fat. That's going to make you ill in the long run. An avocado is not going to make you ill unless you're allergic to it. Let me give that little disclosure. Okay? So the other side to low fat is, if you notice, if you take two packages, the low fat and the normal package together, and you read, guess what the low fat almost always has way more of? Sugar. Yes, you got to get that flavor in there somehow. So that is one of the big myths. Okay, so you have your myth of what healthy means on a label. We busted through that. Explaining to you the low fat equals high sugar most of the time. And then the fake sweeteners that are supposed to stop you from getting fat and be low carb always come with a price. Even the semi-natural ones. Okay, did you ever eat something with stevia in it and go, I just don't feel right after it? What does that tell you? Okay, you're better off to have a little natural sugar than you are to fake it. Okay, and you might go, well, what do you mean natural sugar? Dates. Okay, if you're making shakes, if you're making protein shakes and they taste like butt because, they just don't taste great, or you need it a little sweeter, mix some dates in there. Okay, you like chocolate? Get onto cacao, the raw, dark version of chocolate, the real chocolate before it's all processed and waxed and everything else. Bammo! Cacao is a huge antioxidant. Amazing what it does for your body. And it has that yummy chocolate flavor. You see where I'm going with this? Get away from the fake sweeteners, get away from the low fat, and get away from thinking just because it says healthy on the label, it means healthy. If there's a bunch of stuff on those ingredients in an item that you cannot really pronounce or understand exactly what they are, I'm not putting it in my body. I want to know exactly what something is before it goes in my body. Okay, do I occasionally eat something that comes in a wrapper and I go, oh yeah, that didn't go over too well? Yup, we all do it. That's called a zag snack or a zag meal here and there. It happens. But as long as it's most of the time not. All right, now I promised you something this morning. I promised you the 3 miracle things in this world that can take your dietary to a next level. Okay? I did. So what do you want me to do about that? Do you want me to give them to you? I think you do, because that would be an awesome thing to have happen this morning. All right, now you might be wondering, what are these miracle 3 things? Okay, first off, if you eat 80 to 90% raw in your diet, you're going to be good to go. Now, understanding something, when we're talking about this cleaner dietary process, We are not talking about, eating a bunch of raw meat. Okay, you're eliminating a lot of meat when you're talking a clean, raw diet. Okay, there's a lot of other areas that you can get great proteins. Now, I'm not saying eliminate meat 100%, unless for whatever other reasons, religious, etc., you don't want to eat meat. You don't have to. You can do it. I eat some meat, primarily in the version of fish. Eggs are a part of my lifestyle. Some people are like, "Oh, don't eat eggs." Eggs are amazing. The nutrients in eggs and the links to brain health, and the protein. Eggs are one of the cleanest proteins I think you could ever want to have. Okay, so these are the things that I really, really, really love to teach. All right, so here we go with that. 80 to 90% raw. Now that's going to put you into an assumption that's mostly vegetables and fruits. Okay, so keep in mind you are going to increase your vegetable and fruit intake. Now, the reason I say 80 to 90% raw is if you're going to incorporate meats or eggs, etc., those do need to be cooked, especially in this day and age, except for fish. Now, I do, raw fish, sushi, aka raw fish, and I like that better than cooking the fish to death. But 80 to 90% raw. And it's not that hard to do. And guess what? It's a whole hell of a lot more convenient. You don't have to sit there and meal prep and cook for an hour just to eat dinner. You don't have to, cook all morning just to have breakfast. Now, you're saying, Coach, you said you had waffles this morning. I certainly did. Those were not raw. We make those up. We make batches of them with the good, clean almond flour mix. And I drop them in the toaster. So that part of my breakfast isn't raw. But you take the fruits that I add along with that, and that's all raw. You take the celery juice I have in the morning, that's all raw. The lemon water in the morning, that's all raw. Okay, so you can see where most of it is raw. And that, for lunch, if you can get in salads and stuff like that, and for dinner, if you have mostly raw vegetables, maybe with a small protein, bammo, you are going to notice a huge spike in energy. You're going to notice your system flows better from the fact that you're getting that raw fiber into your system. The enzymes, and here's where the problem is. The enzymes and the nutrients get really damaged by heat, especially in vegetables. And I mean, generally we don't cook fruit anyway. So fruit can be an easy go-to, but you don't want to overdo fruit because you don't want to imbalance with too much sugar. Even though it's a clean burn natural sugar, don't overdo the fruit just because it's more convenient, because it can be more convenient. Get that celery, get those carrot sticks. While we're on it, stay away from tomatoes and nightshades. That's a whole conversation for another day. I have, as a matter of fact, the first Sunday of June, I'm actually doing an event, a half-day event, where it's an interactive live where you'll be able to join me and understand. I'll go over why those things are important. And there are some vegetables you want to avoid and that you have to cook in different ways to make them right. We got a lot of stuff. We're going to do a deep dive on that day into every part of the HEALS concept and the H1 concept. I'll tell you about that a little bit later, though. Number 2, eliminate processed foods and sugars. This is easy. If it's on the store shelf and it could sit there for 2 months, 2 years, stay away from it. If it's in plastic wrap and it just, it doesn't need to be refrigerated or it won't go bad, good chance you want to stay away from it. Now, an example of not the case could be like rice or something like that that's not going to spoil. But, to stay away from the prepackaged foods. Stay away from the processed foods, the processed cheeses, all this stuff that can last. If you take home a loaf of bread and you put it on your counter and 2 weeks later you're still eating off of that and it's been sitting out on your counter, why do you think that is? You couldn't leave a banana on your counter for 2 weeks. It would be a puddle of mush. Okay, that means there's preservatives in that stuff that should not be going into your body. Preservatives don't preserve us. Okay? At the end, they put formaldehyde in us, but if they put that same formaldehyde that keeps your body from rotting away too much, you'd rot away real fast. So understand that if it's processed, stay away from it. Stay clean, raw, fresh, throw in organic whenever possible. Okay, so number one was eat 80, 90% raw. This is something you can put into effect today and, do it for 10, 14 days. Do it for until we do the seminar and see the differences you feel. What do you got to lose? A month of your life? You've been eating like crap the rest of your life, or maybe you've been eating pretty good, but not as good as you could. Why not try it this way and see that energy and see how you feel? What do you got to lose? Maybe a few extra pounds of fat? Something that wouldn't be so bad to lose, right? All right, so eliminate the processed foods and sugars. Consider adding some sort of fasting to your daily or weekly routines. Now, this is something I'm really going to cover in that half-day seminar is fasting, because that's a whole segment in itself. And we'll touch on that again over the month here. Fasting is huge because of autophagy, which is basically cell death. When you don't fast, your insulin levels stay up. And I'm not talking about, fasting and going and sitting on a mountainside and, oming for 2 days, which, tell you what, after a week like last week and a couple of past few weeks, maybe that would be a fun thing to do. But no, seriously, fasting, whether it's an intermittent fast where you limit your feeding time during the day, or you take a day a week where you do a 24 or 48 hour water fast, there's so many different aspects to that. And, we'll dig deeper into that. But some sort of fasting to your daily or weekly routine helps clear out the weak and mutating cells of your body, helps your brain cleanse itself, helps your organs cleanse out. It's not some woo-woo BS, which is belief system, by the way. It is a real physiological BS, belief system. And it does. It clears your mind. Your body feels better. It gives you a chance to flush out these toxins, because we live in a toxic society, in a toxic world. So there's your 3, guys. Just to get you started, 80, 90% raw. Eliminate processed foods and sugars. Do not add a teaspoon of sugar or any other sweetener to your coffee. Don't go drive through Star Schmucks and get the Mocha Schmocha Bloka, this tall latte with 3 pumps and 6 pumps of this. And, cut it out for a while. See how different you feel. And if you got a weight problem, see how nice it would be to see your own feet or your own whatever when your belly starts to come down. Or how nice it'll be not to have to lay back on the bed and yank your shorts or your jeans on and suck your breath in to button them, and then stuff is pouring out where it shouldn't be pouring out. Okay? I have no judgment here. I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you weigh 130 pounds or you weigh 310 pounds. Right now you are where you are. It's what you do from here out that counts. All right, so I'm going to review real quick for you what we have coming up. So remembering what we're covering this month is the 7 pillars of heals. Dietary lifestyle was today. Okay, we have fitness coming up, hydration, proper oxygenation, how to breathe properly, different breathing exercises, how to handle your rest and sleep, how to handle stress. That's coming up this month on Breakthrough with Lew. Holy moly. And then how to balance it all out. How do you can't sit there and be going, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to do this. This can't become another project. This whole heals lifestyle to get your body on track can't become this whole other work project like you've taken on another whole job. You got to learn how to just integrate it. How do you get that best rest? How do you get that stress reduction or stress relief in without it being an ordeal? How do you make sure you're getting enough and the right amount of water, without having to sit there and set timers on your phone? Oh, time to drink, time to stand, time to breathe. Anybody got an Apple product that thinks it knows what time you should do what? Oh my God. How about you take responsibility? That's the problem. All right, so here's our upcoming shows. Next Monday is May 16th. We're going to do what the fitness. So we're going to dive into fitness. And I know everybody's going, oh yeah. Hey, Ange. Yes, local honey is an awesome natural sugar. I'm glad I caught that. Good morning, by the way. Natural honey is amazing, and it also has benefits for your allergies in your local area because it's pollinated. We're going to talk a lot more about that. Thanks for bringing that up, Ange. That's great. Awesome stuff. Thank you. So next week we're going to talk what the fitness, WTF, but really we're going to talk about where it fits into your stages of life, what your goals are and stuff like that. On the 23rd, we're going to do water, H2O. We're going to do O2. We're going to talk about breathing. And then we're going to get into rest, sleep, and stress. That might be a little bit longer of a show because I'm trying to pack them all in. And then on May 30th, last Monday of the month, we are going to do we're going to do Living It, which is where we get into how do you put it all together. Then Sunday the 5th, we have the half-hour deep dive interactive seminar. It's going to be on a Zoom call. You'll be able to participate, ask questions. It's going to be an in-depth. I just put that, I don't know if it came up. I just put that in the chat on Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, and I'll get that updated on to our site as well. So you can get signed up for that, guys. That'll be absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. All right, so that's our schedule going forward. So what are your 3 commitments to me this week? At least for 7 days. 10 days preferable. 30 days would be awesome. Just sit there and go. 80 to 90% raw. Eliminate any and all processed foods and sugars. And consider adding some fasting to your week. Now, if you need to connect with me on how to do all this stuff, you know where to find me because I'm not that hard to find. All right, guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. This is Coach Lew. I'm going to be signing off this morning, and we will get you all set up, taken care of, ready to rock and roll. And I will see you next Monday on Breakthrough with Lew. And if you're on our auctions, I'll see you all Friday night. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you on the next roundabout.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lew himself. As Coach Lew always says, live with faith